All right, folks. I'm going to talk about my trip to the Vatican. Early morning on my electric scooter. Here's the backside of the Vatican. It's all walled in. Here's a view from a window in the Vatican of Rome. And there's a collection of sculptures, some ancient Roman sculptures, mostly animals here. And this is Hadrian's tub. Emperor Hadrian liked the big tub, apparently. Another dome. I just thought this guy's beard was cool. He has fish in his beard. And sarcophaguses. Those were for the daughter and mother of Emperor Constantine. Looks like they obtained some Egyptian stuff as well. These are actually paintings, but they look three-dimensional on the ceiling. Thought that was pretty interesting. And one of the popes really liked tapestry, even though that's not a normal thing in Rome. He had hired a bunch of folks to work on tapestries. Very labor-intensive. You can see just how ornate everything is. Pretty wild stuff, these murals. Oh, this is funny. So Michelangelo was forced into painting the Sistine Chapel, apparently, and the deal was it was supposed to be private until he revealed it. But the Pope went up there and checked it out without his permission, and Michelangelo was so pissed that he did the scene of the God creating the sun and the moon. You can see the moon is literally a full moon, and this was a high priest that was critical of all the nudes that Michelangelo was drawing. This was a conservative priest, so he depicted that very priest as a lord of the underworld or something like that. The snake biting his genitals. It's a big courtyard, the Vatican. And then we went into St. Peter's Basilica, I think is how you say it. And yeah, just ridiculous amounts of wealth must have been funneling into the Vatican when they built all this stuff. Pretty crazy. This is outside of the complex. St. Angelo's Castle? Something like church? I don't know. It's probably a building used for something else before it became a church. You can see there's statues everywhere in Rome. Everything's old and cool. There's that same church. This is actually a big tall head. It's about 3 meters rather. It was part of a huge statue at one point. It's at the Vatican, pieced back together. And some old sculptures. I believe these are all Roman sculptures that they've just obtained. This is a goddess of fertility, and those are bull testicles all around her. It's a sign of fertility, I guess. This is a mural done by Raphael, and there's depictions of, there's Socrates and Plato, and then even Michelangelo's in the bottom left, which I think was kind of a joke that Raphael had put him in there with his leather boots, a little bit out of place. In fact, Raphael put himself in the image as well, which is interesting. I just thought this guy looked cool. I liked his hat. And this is Michelangelo's sculpture before he was famous in any way. And people were like, oh, they didn't know who did the sculpture, and he got pissed about it. So he carved his name in the sculpture, which is unheard of for the time. This is outside, and these are some cool motorcycles and vehicles I saw. A Land Cruiser. I think it's a Italian bike of some sort here. Oh, and I went out and ate. These are the best potatoes I ever had in my life. Dessert, don't know what it's called. Delicious. World's smallest coffee. And yeah, then I took a 3-hour siesta. The end.